Clean feed is cooked yet again. Oh, man. Clean feed just never right, is it? Oh, there it goes. Yay. Or it just freezes. That's always nice. Jesus Christ. Something's wrong with my thing. Too many things going at once, I think. Man, it is early today. Mm. Ugh, frames got cooked for a little bit. Anyway, to get on with the show, we have the South America Division Finals coming up. I'm pretty sure we have the Grey Warden? Question mark? And the Full Metal. No. Right, no. We have the Grey Wardens. And Full Metal already fought. Grey Wardens still in the lead. We have Vanguarda versus Full Metal actually now. As we'll decide if they come back for a rematch or not. And Clean Feed's still going wacky on me. Alright, just gonna rely on the stream from the devs. Oh wait, no. Brotherhood. I got it as a Brotherhood. Well, they already defeated Alchemist. Strange. Anyway, Vanguard bans out the Wolfort map. What is Brotherhood ban out? I'm getting my information wrong. On the South American Division Finals. So Brotherhood bans out Wolfort. Harbour City and Wolfort both banned out. So it's going to be interesting what kind of maps these guys will pull out. It's going to be fairly well, I say fairly uncommon, but that's not true at all. We have seen plenty of Heilong Fjords come out, and Vanguard picked out Heilong Fjord here. Double Heilong Fjord. Probably the only time I've ever seen a double Heilong Fjord is right now. Double Heilong Fjord pick. Interesting, indeed. But again, we will have to see how these two teams fight it out. The winner of this battle will get to face off the current upper bracket winners right now. So, pretty sure it's still Grey Wardens. I hope it's still Grey Wardens, otherwise I'm kind of cooked for what the hell's happening right now. I don't know why my stream's dropping like crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then go down the clean feed again. My goodness. Just gonna have to wait on for the first battle between Vanguard and Brotherhood in the lower bracket to begin. On Heilong Fjord, both attacking Heilong Fjord. I don't think it's going to be an easy time for either side to take Heilong Fjord, mainly because it's it has been getting a more reputation of just losing. Well, the defender's winning actually. And the last time Vanguard was on this map, I think they were crushed handedly by Grey Wardens. Yeah, that's it. Grey Wardens handily beat out Vanguard the last time, but I think that was because Vanguard's mistake of switching everyone from the A side to the B side, then back to the A side. Alright. My connection with the clean feed is just not good today. It's never gonna be good. My goodness. Today? I wish. It's freezing, probably. I don't know. I feel worse than yesterday. Jesus Christ. I'm even wearing a jacket this morning. Why was it so cold? I thought it was meant to be spring. Yeah, since I'm sick, I've just been eating gruel. Tasteless gruel. Actually, I could afford to put more salt in it. Anyway, we got the Heilong Fjord map just about to come in. Not gonna be sure who's winning first. Not sure who's attacking first, sorry. Oh my god. Wow, that nostril block is super annoying. Oh, I'm sorry. Alrighty, let's see. What are the pick and bans? Sorry. What are the setups? We have Brotherhood attacking first. Every single one on the B point here. Lots of Imperial Pike coming out first. But look at the key units. We got 1, 2 Metallators, 1 Nafan Guard. 2 Metallators, 2 Nafan Guards, 1 Tertial coming out for the Defender's Vanguard here. So, much more range power coming out from Vanguard. Those will be important indeed. Now, let us see if Brotherhood can do the B rush, which is classically been I've seen in my own ranked battles. Northern Lands Cavalry coming out from Lucan. Still a number of short swords, but lots of yeah. Not as many, not the most long swords I've seen in a tournament, but still quite a few of them. Not very many short swords, in fact. Also looking at a number of poleaxes. Hmm. Still very fascinating coming out from Vanguard. We got the Imperial Spear Guard and Loyal Guards. 2 Loyal Guards, in fact, and Expedition Knights. All available to them. I take that back. There's also 2 Tertials instead of the 1 from before. Right now, Brotherhood is melting down that small wall, even sacrificing one of the Trebs to destroy it to make it go faster. Not working on the front gate, though. Very fascinating. Every single one of them here on the B side. So Vanguard should have spotted it by now and have moved over towards intercept. This wall here, taking out 2 of the heroes. I think one hero from Vanguard also was killed in the meantime. With the wall break down now, let's see if Brotherhood decides to push in. Oh my goodness. If even my internet decides to croak. Actually, if my internet decides to croak, I wouldn't get anything. Holding up in this wall break here. Brotherhood does not seem to be able to push through, or choosing not to at the very least. Getting shot by Metallators like crazy. Brotherhood is not making any progress right now as the time starts to tick down. Not sure why a Overwatch Grape Shot will be useful in this scenario. The distance is a bit far. And not to mention, you got Metallators overwatching your area, will be destroyed instantly. Brotherhood finally goes in, pushing in from the wall break here. Every single one of them, well, bar 3 of them outside still. Going through the main gate. Only 3 Brotherhood makes their way towards that supply point as the majority of them fight on the base point here. Gotta run straight into Loyal Guards here. These... Whoa! Nafan guards on the side as well. Are they exposed? I'm not sure. Yes, Medals have pushed on towards the Nafan guards. The Thunder Humans pushed through the loyal guards and heading towards or just making a mess in the back here. The B point is actually getting captured. Vanguard not holding the defense as strong. Can't afford to sandwich these guys here, as a large force makes it way down from the supply point. Here is the main problem when taking the B point is that the defenders will just instantly resupply and crush your entire force with a fresh unit. And as you can see, even Northernlands cavalry are coming out, smacking Brotherhood right out of B. They were very close, in fact. Again, the problem is those pesky heroes jumping around. Gotta really hold that B point very solidly, or take the supply point to secure the B side. So taking the supply point, or at least intercepting it, is huge. The resupplies on this map are key, and some of them are very far away. Very strange indeed. I think the main issue why Vanguard didn't contest on that broken wall is that that section of road is highly trebable. At least three of the trebs, that's about half of them, hits directly into that section. That section from the B to the broken wall can hit very easily, and I don't think they wanted to take the trebs if they were all massed up there. But in the end, Vanguard did push them out, but I think it did cost them their primary defense. I still think they're holding on to the Nafan guards, but they did have two of them. Brotherhood giving up a wholesale on the A point, just going for this B. I've always find it very strange when people concentrate on one point. There is 2 points in order to make it inside. I would go with the place with least resistance. So I would have switched it to A for my respawn. But A is not prepared, so that's gonna be the bad section. Iron Reapers going in from the front. We also have Nafan guards coming out for Brotherhood. Some Medals reinforcing coming up here. Shield Maidens with whoa, the Water Brush trying to turn around to block the Medals here. 100 humans trying to come in for reinforcement. That didn't work. There's so many Medals coming out from Brotherhood now surrounding the B point. So, again, an even trade mostly, but the B point looks to be good to be capped soon. 100 humans coming in the backside yet again. Nice Valor smacking the remaining Medals off this point. My goodness, so many heroes from Vanguard are dead, but so many of the units from Brotherhood are dead. We're almost out of units here as more and more reinforcements come on through. A minute, 15 seconds. Brotherhood is overcommitting for the B point, or, like, again, focusing on the B point and not having some people at the A point makes it very easy for Vanguard to just throw in units. And as you can see, they're basically just thrown in units constantly. Vanguard now is pressuring Brotherhood completely out, shutting them out from the B point. Looked like someone did go to A eventually, but does get stopped quite easily. Pretty certain that Vanguard will hold the defense. Less than 30 seconds to go. Every single one of the defenders on the field. Some of these attackers also just coming in with no units. Very interesting. Take it down to quite a few less units here. Grey hair garrisons charging straight into Pike Militia. Although the attack didn't go well, I think Brotherhood. Yes, indeed. I think Brotherhood's biggest mistake was not contesting the supply point, but I do think they sent a couple of guys towards the supply point. But I wouldn't send a couple of guys. I would forget taking that B point until I took the supply point. But having a look at the results or the scores here, Brotherhood didn't do too bad in the kills department, in the unit kills department, but did die indeed quite a bit. And I mean, just looking at Vanguard coming out here, we got top Pato going out with 7 kills here. We got a 3-4-4 as well. Also, that 799 leadership kill, carrying the day with the 92 troop kill in the end. Although, now Ireland did get 64 kills and very similar leadership costs, so probably took out some more of those high-valued units. In fact, I think taking out 2 medals would be the cost of, well, if all the 64 units were medals, that 711 cost would make sense. But anyway, we'll see if Vanguard can achieve winning on the attack so that they get a shot at the current defending champions, the Grey Wardens. And I am going to sneeze my face out. Sorry about that. Sometimes I feel I'm getting botted. There's just a whole bunch of people with very strange name. Gun C2, Gun Y3, Gun F8, Gun W2, Gun W9. But I just don't understand why I would be botted with followers. Is this just like a common occurrence or something? I mean, like, I just don't believe that so many people with the same, with such serialized usernames would coincidentally all follow me all at once, or a couple of minutes apart. I just find it highly suspicious. Oh man, maybe. Maybe it's one of you guys. One of you guys is just making a bunch of fake accounts and be like, I'm just gonna follow this guy. I'm just gonna follow this guy 20 times. Because I like this guy so much. He should get more followers. I'll be his follower. I'll be his follower times 20. That's what's happening. Yeah, that's totally what's happening. Ugh. Thank you for the sentiment. But I much prefer having people engage with me when chatting here in this chat room. It's much more interesting that way. Ugh. Start always is a bit slow, but you get there eventually. Do you have one or two of you guys talking to me on the chat room? Otherwise, I'm just chatting away on the Discord when I'm playing. Let's see if this is going to be a long day. We technically are scheduled to go on for 3 hours. The second battle of Vanguard versus Brotherhood in the lower bracket should kick off soon. I say soon. These intermissions have normally gone on for 5 to 10 minutes, depending. And I'm always unsure why the scheduling is always so long. Clean feed's always just getting cooked here. Yeah. Why would you guys play Tarkov? Tarkov's literally in a completely different game genre. At least if you suggest to go play a different game, suggest a game that's actually similar to Conqueror's Blade. And it's just the fact that there's not very many games similar to Conqueror's Blade, and no, I don't like Blood of Steel. Blood of Steel is trash. It looks like trash, it plays like trash, and obviously the cosmetics are weebish as hell. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, that could be the whole selling point of Blood of Steel, but they're so campy in their design is that it's like super obvious it's trying to just be hip and pop. That it doesn't create its own identity, it just leans off of like basic or like tropes of the thing, so it just feels like a cash grab. Like with minimal effort kind of cash grab. The thing I love about Conqueror's Blade is that it's basically its own thing, and it doesn't go super campy with its like design. Its design is personalized. I mean, it's definitely some artist like just going around just fucking making whatever he wants with different cultures. But the best thing about it is that like it evolves the world in Conqueror's Blade, which makes it cool to see it develop in real time. And I mean, we'll get to see them come back. In fact, they did say they will come back to certain themes. So I'm very interested to see those themes come back. I would like to come back to the Nomad season again. I'm pretty sure that they could go harder on the Nomads. They did like there's so many different cavalry they could realistically pull off. I say that, but how many cavalry are there? I just think that eventually the number of ideas will ground to a halt. It costs too much. Western development costs too much. Also, the RPG genre is not exploitable. You see, the it was explained to me that the problem with current MMOs is that it's just not feasible to exploit your customers anymore. And if you try to, you're basically competing with one of the biggest MMO giants, which MMORPG giants, which is Warcraft. But that's crumbling, which is hilarious. And the RTS genre has been very niche. It is pretty. It's although it's one of the more classic genres of the industry. It's also one of the most niche ones. You'll really lack some of the staying power with the you really lack a lot of the longevity that MMORPGs have. This is why Conqueror's Blade kind of works. It's a MMORPG RTS hybrid, which is what I refer to it, because it still has that RTS element, but it also has RPG elements inbuilt into the RTS, which almost is seamless, or not seamless, but like it definitely built into the RTS. So you get the feeling of the RTS, but you're realistically still an MMORPG for the most part, which is basically carrying the idea of Conqueror's Blade. But anyway, we're about to hit the second assault on Heilong Fjord. This time, Vanguarda attacking. So if Vanguarda takes this, they will win the lower bracket. Otherwise, if Brotherhood holds, they will send it to a tiebreaker. Going up again with similar setup, but this time we got one, two, three tertials on the field. Only two Metallitor still, sorry. One Nafan Guard. Triple Metallitor out from Brotherhood. One Nafan Guard. Very interesting with the triple Metallitor setup. Not going in with the tertials. Again, the flexibility of the tertials is the most interesting thing, and a triple setup as well. Looks like every single one of the Vanguarda players are setting up on the A side, so let's see how this battle kicks off as I blow my brains out right now. Gonna mute myself for a second. I swear to God. Alright. Once this battle's over, I'm going to go find some medicine. I'm going to take it all. I am just going to overdose on Demazin and Nurofen after this. Jesus Christ, I am sick this morning. And it's worse than usual. Ugh. Vanguard making a break for it straight through. Blasting through that front gate, in fact. Well, going to. Brotherhood, what are you doing? Looks like they're taking some notes from CBL, trying to take out the Trebs in the back. Vanguarda needs to just push right through, bash that gate down and push right through, please. Notice that Brotherhood is literally letting you go in. Massive issue I always have is that always being scared of scouting. You see no one means you keep pushing up. Don't stand there twiddling your thumb. The first and foremost problem is the Trebs. I think then overwatching Melissa just shot them again. Shooting people. Continuously shooting people, yeah. I'm not sure if Brotherhood has been shooting the Trebs, but it doesn't look to be. They have set up some other artillery. They're going to grab the A and the B point very easily, so My question is, how are you going to respond to this kind of defense? We have seen this kind of defense coming out from CBL out on the Asia Division tournament. This classically has been very strong coming out from CBL, destroying the Trebs, coming up. Let's see, the moment Vanguard uses a Treb, let's see how many Trebs come in, because, well, there's one now. It's going to be a little bit low. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, 4, 5, and just 5. Well, there were 6. Did they destroy one? Or is there only 5? I feel like there should have been a 6th one. But the smartest thing I've seen all day is Vanguard's split push here. We got a contingent here at the stairs towards the sea point. We got a contingent heading towards the harbor or the backside of sea. Massive overwatch from some Metallators, long range, in fact, shooting down so many medals here. This could be a massive Treb. Treb it, Treb it, Treb it, Treb it, Treb it, Treb it. Yes! Just hold the line. All of these medals are easy picking. Bam! Oh my goodness, look at that huge smash right into the center of those medals. I would be feeling sore after taking such a massive pounding. My goodness, down goes more of the medals. These Nafan guards, whoa, these Nafan guards doing absolute work right now. But unfortunately, they are going down. The harbor is the focal point. Vanguard make breaches through. Doesn't look like Brotherhood's going to catch a couple of guys on the backhand side, but they've got this Medal in front of them they have to deal with, and an Imperial Pike Guard, I think. This Medal is going to go down very easily since we have some Nafan guards on Vanguard's side moving up. With the harbor taken, the Berserkers have been spawned. Let's go, let's go! Take this supply point, respawn a unit, and get in there. Toss him off, kill him. Worst thing is to get slowed down. Whoa, the Metallators are shooting directly into the supply point, so they're very close by. Are you just going to tank the shots here? Yeah, it does look like they're just going to tank the shots here. The backhand side of Vanguard did take a beating as they were coming up. Oh, I think this is a mistake here. As Vanguard, I would move towards the enemy supply point and denote it would have been an awesome move because so many of them are on the far side. Look at them. You follow the Berserkers. You let the Berserkers come in as their own. You come up across that zipline bridge and you beat the shit out of them on that supply point. Taking that supply point is juicy because you can do a full surround and have them hold up. There's no point in defending the C point when you're at a disadvantage, but you still have an advantage when that supply point's still open. And as you can see, they're still coming in. But the problem is that it's not a pinch for Brotherhood. It's a pinch for Vanguard. Vanguard is coming in from 2 directions at once. Going to be very difficult for Brotherhood to maintain a double front as they're getting crushed here. Yep, here comes the massive collapse as the medals in the front get eaten up. But so much gunfire is coming out. We got the 3 Metallators kicking it off. Look at how many cannonballs are coming through. Vanguard has already lost 3 of their heroes going down. Going to be a pain in the ass, losing 200 units. My goodness, although the front line has collapsed, the death count is just mounting up against Vanguard here. We're heading our way to 300 right now. As more and more units just eat the dust here. Whoa, what a turnaround. The Metallators single-handedly crushed Vanguard there. And I mean, single-handedly crushed Vanguard there. You have one more avenue. I do not understand why Vanguard refuses to use that avenue. split pushing is key. Split pushing and dividing up your forces to attack the weakness of the defense. You only need to hold the defense in predictable locations. You can maintain Yes, go! Go! There's one guy! There's one guy! More people will move towards the supply point, but when they move towards the supply point, you can get your asses up through the center there, cutting them off as they try to maintain the supply point here. Go, go, go! Stand on the supply point, you nupties! Oh my goodness! Literally, the Imperial Pike Guard spawns right in front of them. Here comes a massive pinch. What a mistake! My goodness, just losing out 2 whole units. Brotherhood's got a pinch so hard. Leftover Imperial Pike Guards just trying to turn the tide, but it's just not going to do anything. Madow's also coming up here. Again, like, big mistake coming out from Vanguard here. They won't be able to clinch the win here as more and more of their valuable units get clocked out. In fact, at this rate, Vanguard is going to be has to be out of units by now. CBL used the same strategy at holding the C point, but they also destroyed the Trebs in the meantime. They didn't even let the enemy get across. Nah, the players from RP can be quite dumb sometimes. At least these guys are good at killing heroes on occasions. Our guys would just fucking like stand around with their hands in their pockets. The C point is getting grabbed, but the hard thing to say is whether or not they have any units or can win battles. Looking at clocking down from 650 units, we're just seeing low staying power, although with the support of Ratio on the front, there's a lot of pike militia here on the stairs. Also, why would RP move to SA? It would be a pain in the ass to play on a server that literally is telling me is going to be 300 odd ping. What is this? I did not expect this. Brotherhood absolutely dropping the ball here. Literally every single one of them is dead. 11, 12 heroes from Brotherhood are dead. All of their units are now... The tide has turned. Holy cow. Are these Northern Lands Cavalry really going to carry the day? Oh my god, do not make this mistake. Brotherhood is... This Northern Lands Cavalry cannot go up these stairs. They only has one way to come through. We've got Madow's coming out. We have the Metallators all overwatching the area. So many Madows! 3 sets of Madows are come in. You need to engage. These Fort of Russias here are sitting, twiddling their thumb. Engage, engage, engage. Literally, the Madows are ignoring you because you're just sitting there. This is the biggest problem when it comes to brace type units, is that they refuse to move once they're set up. But it's no good for you when you're the attackers. You're very lucky here that Northernlands Cavalry and the Tundra Humans carry the day as the Madows were distracted. Good morning, Black Templar. Haven't seen you in a while, but oh my goodness. Very lucky here coming out from Vanguard. Very few of the Brotherhood spawned in. We have the Metallators still shooting, but the base point is secured. Vanguard secures their victory towards the finals here. They will get to face off against Grey Wardens a second time. Oh. Wow. Now looking at the scoreboard, look at Vanguard go. Lots of hero kills. The hero battle was massive. Patio, again, going out with that super high kill. Look at them go. 178 kills. 338 in leadership value. Although not bad coming out from Resi Summer. Five hero kills and 148 unit kills, 1406 leadership value. I believe a lot of those were probably the high tier medals. Medals definitely taken an absolute beating from those Metallators. But I honestly thought that Vanguard would not be able to take the C point at that um at that halfway mark. Probably they did. Again, Brotherhood tried a new tactic. One of the one of the major problems one of the major problems I have with the hold the sea tactic is that you need to guarantee that the enemy can't beat you on a straight on fight, and that is by relying on Metallators and the Nafan guards. They had Medals and the Nafan guards set up, but they were stupid because they tried to crush onto Vanguarda, but the Trebs were still there. The massive Treb coming out for Vanguarda. If that Treb did not happen, I think Vanguarda wouldn't have even made it across because there were so many Medals crushing on top of Vanguarda. But we knew that the Trebs were still available, and um, at, as they were being compressed, it just became more and more valuable for the Treb to hit true, and it did. Two Trebs landing direct center of that Medal pile, killing off an entire unit. I bet you would. I'm pretty sure that whoever used that Treb got 20 odd kills, maybe 30 odd kills. That was a great Treb and easily turned the tide for Vanguarda to push through. The problem now is that the Nafan guards were by themselves. They had the Nafan guards there. You had easy protection because the cliff itself protects you from most of the Trebs. But if you took out the Trebs, you wouldn't have to worry about the Trebs. You had the Medals. You only had to have like one Medal. There's no way anyone could push through one Medal in a short order. And with backup from a Nafan guard, my goodness, no matter how many units you throw at that Nafan guard will burn them all down. This is the important point. It's a choke. So your biggest advantage is when the enemy is trying to push into you, but they pushed the attackers back too early. Or they pushed the attackers back and they got themselves in a pickle when they got hit by the Trebs. But anyway, enough about the Brotherhood and Vanguard battle. We will come back for the grand finals with Grey Wardens versus Vanguard rematch. I'll see you guys in a 10-minute break otherwise. So catch you guys in a minute as I grab some water. you know, the biggest headache is watching people think that um, what they're doing is smart, and sorry, people missing out on good opportunities. And there's also people being impatient. I am a very impatient player. I like to keep moving. I like to keep on looking to harass my enemy at every moment. I like to look at wearing, fighting when I can, and fighting no matter, even if I get into a bad situation. And that comes bite me in the ass a lot. As you see, I just dive in 2v1, 3v1, 5v1 a lot of times. The issue is that in the tournament here, a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of times where players can do something, but they choose not to do it. Whether or not it's a team tactic, whether or not it's player initiative. The problem is that I see it, they probably know it, but they don't do it. The push towards the supply point on that cliff ended in failure because you did not stop the one guy that was pulling out Imperial Pike Guard. Those Imperial Pike Guards literally carrying the day. You had a Madao versus a Madao. You had an Imperial Pike Guard. They didn't! They pulled out Imperial Pike Guard. Village Watchmen also showed up. And you could have stood on that supply point, but you didn't. And so, it comes to bite you in the ass here. That Imperial Pike Guard got spawned in. You got smashed. Now, again, with the tactics that CBL pulls off on Heilong Fjord, it's very precise, and there are particular weaknesses of the strategy. One of the particular weaknesses is that you have you have to maintain the defensive line strength across all of the chokes. There are 3 chokes you need to focus on. The choke at A, the choke from A, the choke from C, the choke 2C, and the choke from B. Now the stairs from C is very easy to hold because it's a double turn. You go up the stairs, you take a left. You go up the stairs, you take a sharp left up. Well, kind of. Sorry. You go up the stairs, you go left up a bit, then you go left again. It's a double turn. It's also a stairs, so pike units are absolutely worthless on that. Now, the B side is a massive choke. It goes through a little ass doorway that is impossible to break through if you just had any number of defenses on the other side, as you can easily just surround it. The A side bridge one is a very interesting one because getting across that bridge, you have one avenue on your left that leads towards the C point, so it comes in together with the C point chokehold. So you move up, and then you can take a almost sharp right towards a harbor to open up a second 2 more avenues for you. The important thing here is that it's a sharp right. I mean right. When you come in, you want to take that sharp right towards the harbor side. No matter what happens, you need to take the harbor side when you push through there, because you know that the enemy are going to mostly be surrounding the seaside, controlling the cliffside supply point, and can feed units down towards you. You need to do a reverse choke and hold that door to stop the enemy from feeding through, and literally fight your way to the harbor, because once you open up the harbor, you can spawn there, which is very good and useful for you. Now, what makes CBL's hold of Heilong Fjord so effective is that the trebs are not available. they sacrifice a lot of their culverins to destroy those Treb. It's a long range shot, but it can be done. I think they'll only need to sacrifice 12 culverins, probably less. I think it only. I think a culverin can take out a Treb easily. So they'll only sacrifice around about 6 culverins to take out those Trebs, and you can use the rest of them to all pre-set up and shoot back at the enemy as they come up. A good thing that happened a while back was um, Vian House showing to break that hold. But again, it really relied on the fact that Vian House got the shots in. They had the Trebs come in very nicely on taking out a lot of their artillery. And the key here was that they were not slowing down with their mortars as well. They were trying their very best to make sure that the position that they could not destroy every single one of the Trebs. I believe they only had 3 Trebs on the left hand side or on the western side, which are still very good Trebs, but you really want the center Trebs available. They lost the ones on the eastern side. What Brotherhood fails to understand is that the hold relies on both patience and defensive tactics. They were counteroffensive still. They were counteroffensive, meaning that they went in onto Vanguarda. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just that the Trebs were still up. When they counteroffensive in such a way that it leaves themselves exposed like that, the Treb is a very good tool to just smash the whole counteroffensive. I think Brotherhood should have just went and held the A and the B point, because it's not that they pulled off a bad hold, it's just that it was very unfortunate that they pushed back against Vanguarda and got trebbed. This is the main thing. They pushed back against Vanguarda and got trebbed, so they lost out on their medals and their position was crumbling. Reinforcements wasn't coming because they've already stationed back. They've already been stationed far back on the other side, waiting in position. And I guess that's an issue. I guess this is the major issue about the hold as well, is that you need to know where the enemy is and also allocate your forces accordingly. Because how I see it is that I would push all 3 chokes simultaneously with a force. First, I reduce the risk of getting Metallatored completely to death, because there might be 3 Metallators, but it would drastically reduce the effectiveness of the Metallators when the unit density is lower. The second thing is that every Metallator is a ranged unit, which basically is worthless on the front line. Which basically means that there's one less unit on the front line. I can get through. I can eat plenty of range fire and still beat out units 1-to-1. If I have people with me, it can be a landslide victory sometimes. If you have a 4v5, if you have a 4v5, that one person needs to carry the day and flank and push harder, because when you have a numerical advantage, you always have your entire force engaged. The worst thing is not having your entire force engaged. You really need to make sure that when you come up against a hard push, is that you optimize the engage and you have everyone engaging. Obviously, you don't want to be put at a disadvantage. That's why this is what makes pushing into Medals so difficult. It's because pushing into Medals is kind of an oxymoron. You don't want to push into a Medal. Medals have very many tools that would staunch a charge. Lethal March would absolutely crush a charge. Like, no jokes. Eating a lethal march, when you're charging through will kill your entire unit. Charging through and they use Medal Order instantly knocks back your entire army. And you're just like, what? What? And the last section is that when Medals are braced, they do bonus damage to units who are moving fast into them. Exactly. Medal brace is godly. They have 20% damage reduction. Used to be 40%. Medals are at so good at holding back the enemy that it's ridiculous. And I'm saying it's ridiculous. They're so good at it. They're so good at it. And this is why it's important to also have ranged units, because I felt that the pace of the battle has actually decelerated. It's going slower. You can get ranged units into position, firing constantly. And the good thing is that people are picking that up. People are picking up that one or two ranged units shooting at medalls the entire time is key. This is why Nafan Guards were so effective. Nafan Guards were so effective because they would dish out a lot of damage all at once. But that doesn't work when the battle is not aiming to accelerate, but instead be dragged out. Nafan Guards are great at stopping acceleration, meaning that it stops it stops a massive charge all at once. It stops a massive push all at once. A swarm of guys coming from one direction. The thing is that in a strategy in a gameplay or a game style where the game is decelerating and you want to drag out the battle as long as possible, you want to hold most of the time. You want to get your guys in position and hold for a minute. Most of the times, I think, when you have the range advantage, you don't even want to move. Like, literally, I think if you have the range advantage, don't move. Don't move at all, because the moment you move means that the enemy can probably catch you. But at the same time, if you just stay stationary the entire time and not respond to the enemy has the initiative and will just basically break down your line eventually. So, it's a combination of it's the ebb and flow of battle, which is more engaging instead of the wholesale acceleration that we used to have. We used to have Imperial Pike March after Imperial Pike March, just constantly countering each other. We used to have cavalry charges come in through trying to counter each other at the same time, trying to just wipe out the entire force. This kind of acceleration makes tactics less important and more about timing. I think I put too much salt now. I put so much salt in that, it tasted like fish sauce. Yeah, you're hungry. I'm surprised that you didn't go grab some food in the meantime. That was a long-ass break. But here we are, Linwood Fortress. We got a double Linwood Fortress coming up for you guys. It's going to be a best of 7. We got Grey Wardens versus Vanguarda. Let's see how they do on Linwood Fortress. I'm very interested to see if it's going to be a stomp for one side. It has classically been like very biased on who's better at Linwee Fortress. Vanguard grabbing the Nafan Guard only, but we have plenty of Medals. Now, this is the interesting thing, is that you still go with Medals on Linwee Fortress. That means Medals, again, don't accelerate the battle. They actually slow the battle down. And they're really good at countering people who want to accelerate the battle. Even against Iron Reapers, but Iron Reapers themselves are very good at forcing engagements. Iron Reapers are a type of unit that accelerates the battle because they're shock troopers. Nothing particularly too interesting or standing out here. We're just going to have to see these two giants fight it out for first and second. The Imperial Pike Guard again will do well to accelerate the battle. Well, Imperial Pikemen don't accelerate the battle by themselves. In combination, they can do extremely well to make give the push the kind of meaty CC that's required to just make the entire enemy just evaporate. No, they cannot. At the present time, the fire skill Frighten, it's impossible for anything to walk through it. It's impossible for anything to walk through it, and that's just due to the nature of Frighten overruling every kind of CC immunity, and that's just how it is currently. Not sure if that's a bug or whatnot, but even CC immune stuff do not CC immune stuff do not walk through the fire. So yeah, to answer your question again, no, the Iron Pagodas do not. Here, they're trying to accelerate the battle against a... Whoa! Coming up from the rear here, all massive sweep here from Vanguard. That was so fast. I didn't even know what happened there. I was probably not paying attention. This Treb is a little bit terrible, might I say. Or, actually fairly nice. Two Trebs just landed nicely there. Grabbing the 8 points. Super, super easy here. His Imperial Pike will get eaten up as well. Vanguard are just swarming right through Grey Wardens. Man, I would be definitely, like, being like, what just happened? That was probably the fastest I've ever seen A get taken in a Linwee Fortress map. Well, although we have seen it quite a few times, but that was super fast. Almost like light speed. Razel catching a couple of Iron Reapers on the retreat here. They did despawn. My goodness. Everyone has already pushed back to the base point. Doesn't look like they want to hold the supply point down on the ground. Very interesting. A secondary hold at the supply point has normally been okay. The only problem is that there's two supply points, and I would switch between either of them and force them back into the base point. But I would definitely force Vanguard to make that choice. But Vanguard is splitting towards the supply points. We got 3 on the left, probably 7 on the right. Although on the right-hand side is a little bit more difficult. But I could see a push towards the backhand side. Again, intercept the enemy supply point and you're golden. Like, actually golden. Considering that Grey Wardens lost out on the first engagement meaning that they are on their second tier 5, so once these tier 5s do go down, they're not going to have very much left. Vanguard just beating out. Whoa, nice dodge! Only losing 1 or 3, and the Lethal March does come out. Doesn't look like they're going in on it. Lots of mortars coming out. Bam, bam, bam. But this longbow is shooting towards the mortars, trying to take it out. I honestly would make it so that longbows did not gain stamina on hit. I really hate the fact that they gain stamina on hit. Their balance in season 3 was to my liking. That was when I liked longbow the most because it wasn't so bullshit. So bullshit that it can continuously fire with high long range DPS. But then again, in the tournament, they're almost absolutely worthless. I say that, but like you see them on the field all the time. There's at least one longbow coming out for the defenders. Lethal March does get dodged. Oh no, taking free shots here. And it's Tertials. Will eventually shoot down these Medows, but they will waste quite a bit of ammo. Good thing about Tertial is their high attack speed and good amount of ammunition. 900 ammunition for the 18 of them. And they do eat through it around about in around about 3 minutes, I believe. So 3 minutes of good fire. Nothing to sniff at either. It hurts a lot. Over 3.5 thousand armor penetration, meaning that they do more than 60 or they do like 60 to 80% of their damage, which is unfortunately low because it's only around about 2,500. But here we are kicking off the major battle. Vanguard has the Imperial Pike March a little bit low, in fact. I mean, a little bit far away. But it will continue to accelerate as another Imperial Pike March might come through. Whoa, this little choke in the corner here is kind of winning. Imperial Pike March coming out for the defenders, but the defenders eats a Treb in the face here. Madow's doing very well to stand their ground. They have been let go, not in brace formation. Very interesting. The Tertials are definitely making a mess of the front line, but as long as their troops are on the field, I guess they don't need any range firepower coming out for the attackers as they grab this base very easily. In fact, in an equal fight here, they could not control anything here. Grey Warden's looking very weak right now. I mean, Vanguard is definitely showing Grey Warden's up. Definitely different from before. I think Grey Warden's biggest mistake was letting Vanguard get a position up on the wall. They were more worried about getting hit by Trebs and mortars that they just let the enemy waltz right in. Sometimes you got to take a little bit. Sometimes you got to hold even at a disadvantage because the bigger disadvantage is letting the enemy take your point. And there we go. Vanguard wins the first Linwe Fortress. There is another Linwe Fortress. This time, Grey Wardens will be attacking. And as you can see, Vanguard, I'm going to just say, literally wiping the floor with Grey Wardens. They were not slowed down. They were not stopped at all. Like, maybe they were stopped when the Imperial Pike March, counter Imperial Pike March were coming, and their Imperial Pike March was a little bit far away. But in the end, I think very well done. The strangest thing here is the Iron Reapers moving from one fight to another. They kind of got dragged off into the corner room there. Although the Iron Reapers from the Grey Wardens did come into the center of the Medow. I think they got crushed pretty fast, though. But anyway, we'll get to wait for the next battle. Should start in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to send you guys for another break. Damn it. You know, one of the most annoying things about my house is that I can tell when my dad is smoking because the uh, the outside unit is right where he likes to smoke, and so when he smokes and the thing's off, for some reason it filters right down, right through the system and down to where I am, and I'm just like, why me? It doesn't go anywhere else, but it goes straight down, comes to my section. I'm just like, you're kidding. You're kidding. Fucking hilarious. Yeah, nah, that's what I was like. It was really funny as well. I'm just like looking back at my childhood. Every time I smelled my dad smoke in the morning, I would do really well in school. Maybe it's because I was focusing more. Although secondhand smoke is worse for you, you won't get the full addictive nature. So you kind of avoid the addictiveness of nicotine. Well, I mean, I say of hashtag and void. Not really. Sometimes I do get angsty when I have huge hits of nicotine. Like sometimes I can tell when I'm affected. And it's hilarious that just by the smell of nicotine, like you can already be affected by it. People of Earth, lend me your energy. You're gonna return it back, right? Yes. Alright, the second battle of Linwy Fortress about to kick off here. Grey Wardens will be attacking against Vanguarda this time. Vanguarda winning the first battle. Very interestingly enough, 1-1 right now since Grey Wardens do get a +1 in the tournament. For being the winners of the upper bracket, sorry. I didn't actually see last time. There was a Royal Janissary, but didn't get to see them be extremely effective. So we do have Metallators coming out from both sides. One Nafan Guard coming out for Vanguarda. I didn't see if a Nafan Guard's coming out for Grey Wardens. I remember CBL did not bother using a Nafan Guard as they just used all Iron Reefers and just cleaved their assault right through. I think what's going to be most interesting is if Grey Wardens can push into Vanguarda, because Vanguarda did push straight into Grey Wardens, so they probably are better prepared for an assault of that caliber. I always believe that if you can perform an attack, you can defend from an attack. So it's kind of the ebb and flow, meaning that someone can counter it. There has to be a way. Because nothing's technically impossible. You've got a lot of tools. And those main tools are yourself and your unit, which is one of the best tools you got. So the broken wall does go down. The front gate is gone down. We got some mortars being deployed early on. Very early orders here. Gonna poke these guys out. Or just destroy the, those fire pot things. What? Do we just call them fire pot things? Man, we gotta have an actual name of what those things are called. Swear to God, I'm going to go insane. Very odd at what... I think Vanguarda is being quite... Vanguarda does seem quite confident. They did do a little bit of poking downstairs. Waiting on for the door balls. Nah, door balls don't make sense. I mean, it does through context. So Vanguard definitely seeing the hesitation in Grey Warden's eyes. Grey Warden's not wanting to be at a disadvantage is mortaring Vanguard. Wow. I mean, considering how Vanguard went the last time they fought, this is a much big turnaround. Grey Warden's definitely not taking any chances right now against Vanguard, and Vanguard is very confident right now. I mean, like, they've basically been undefeated since they've been sent to the losers bracket. The mortaring will go on for a couple more shots, but I don't think Grey Wardens can afford to just sit around and mortar the enemies, especially when they're not hitting anything. At this point, I would just give up mortaring the enemy and start moving towards a secondary position. I would go back and grab an artillery, though. You've already used it, may as well grab another one, and you wasted enough time as it is. But you still want the tools with you. After all that mortaring, you still didn't take out those fire pots? Are you joking, Grey Wardens? You're just... You have... What? How many mortars on that side and not one of them was used to destroy the door thingy? The door balls? You disappoint me, man. You disappoint me. A push from Grey Warden is coming in hard as they move to continuously accelerate the battle. Iron Reapers are cleaving right through this Medal. Vanguard might lose the A point fairly easily here. The tide is sweeping through. Vanguard are actually holding the front door, overcommitting here. But this short sword is surviving. Metallators are on the way! Big hits coming through, but the stairwell is guarded. Losses are mounting for either side. Imperial Pike Guard pushes through, manages to make it. Unfortunately, and a reverse Imperial Pike comes out, sacrificing his life here. Lord W also tries to go in. How did that mole survive? My goodness, that mole survived? Metallitor is being sacrificed. What are these trebs? I swear these trebs are super biased, like super biased. It was directly on those Metallitors, and those Metallitors are still alive. I call hacks. I call RNG bias. I call whatever. That was bullshit. Although they finally went down, I'm very well done to Vanguard from not giving up and retaking the A point. I'm still surprised that Maul survived. I'm still surprised a lot of stuff happened there. Although they could not grab this supply point here. So it does seem to be some kind of blitzing tactic. So you blitz through one of the defense sides and you just sit on A, killing off anyone that comes to A. And that does seem to be a reasonable tactic. The only problem is that in equal numbers, you're bound to lose out against the defenders as they have advantage of throwing out more units. But depends. Both of the supply points are quite far away. Grey Wardens just kind of rushed the A point there. Let's see if Vanguard makes it all the way back to the base point. I think a contingent of Grey Wardens have already moved on. Yes, they have. Around about 3 or 4 of them. They take that supply point. But Vanguard will make it back to the base point before Grey Warden can mount an assault. I think that's mainly due to the fact that they were switching out. Gonna catch some Iron Reapers here as they retreat out. Managing to kill 3 of them, in fact. Nicely done. More than 3 of them. Those are all Imperial Pike Guards just marching to their death right in front of them. Not Iron Reapers, though. So a similar scenario. They did get blitzed on the A, but Vanguard this time holding stronger than Grey Wardens and pushing off their primary attack. This secondary attack, actually managing to get the A point, mainly due to the fact that they were resupplying. And again, that's to be expected. Your first death should mean that you respawn really fast, and especially if you do a lot of damage to the enemy defenders. Not to mention have some leftover people to stall out the enemy. You can drag it on just long enough to grab the A point really quickly. So proper rotation is not really implemented here on Linwy Fortress. So just full mass versus mass. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. In this case, they have a massive leg up, 200 unit deficit right now. Although I think there was a natural 100 unit deficit. I do need to keep track of that. Not sure what they're hitting, but I think they're hitting mostly air. Grabbing the point just a bit. The battle is just mostly heroes right now. Medals move on to point. I think they're getting shot right now. Ooh, Bloodthirsty here on the back with Quintino. Getting flamed though. Oh, massive upset. That's got to be very bad for Vanguard, losing two medals to race to the Nafan Guards, Battalitors, and Imperial Pikemen, and well, four v four. I mean 4v2 there. So the surprising thing is that they still managed to get the Imperial Pikes in the end. The only thing here is that Vanguard will need to move back up, as Grey Wardens have made their move towards the base point now. These Nafan Guards are not protected, although a wall of flames are protecting them right now. Does look like they do take down one or two. They're trying to take out more here. Vanguard is kind of spread out. They'll have to face off against two fronts right now. They're pushing the right-hand side out. Wow, amazingly, the left-hand side is also getting pushed out, winning on both sides. Well done, Vanguard. Oh, wow. Grey Warden is being slaughtered right now. I think with that, Vanguard might actually just push Vanguard straight out. It should only be low-tier units after this. I'm going to have to be right back, guys. I do seem to have a stomachache and a stomach cramp coming up. But I am going to call it for Vanguard here. I don't think Grey Warden's going to be able to muster up the strength in order to do another assault, mainly due to the fact that we have plenty of medals still on the field. We have the Nafan Guard still on the field for Vanguard, and they're being chased out as we speak. But I will be right back. Oh, looks like casting from the toilet. No way, man. I would never cast from the toilet. I mean, I cast while I'm eating and stuff, but what did I miss? Doesn't look like I missed anything interesting, right? They were fighting on the base point just a second ago. But looking at that, the fact that all of their units are dead, probably they did mount a final assault. The most impressive thing about Vanguarda is that they accelerated the right hand side and was able to slow down the left hand side just enough for the combination of Medaus and the Nafan guards. I mean, what was super impressive is the slow push from that room with the Medaus pulling up, with the Nafan guards pulling up right behind the Medaus, and the Flame Assault coming in. The best thing is that the Medaus weren't even touched. The Medaus didn't even get touched because nothing got through the Nafan guard's Flame Assault, and that's the good thing. You're not too far ahead. You're not too you're not too far ahead of the Nafan guards. The Nafan guards were right next to you. You don't need to do anything. Let the Nafan guards do everything. Grey Wardens doing okay on the kill front, but not as well as they should have. Again, really need to catch the defenders out of position. As you can see here, a couple of good kill ratios, but that's only for the top two. Everyone else is doing a little bit subpar. Probably the top five doing okay. Coming out from Vanguarda, though,